blocks from here, there is someone who wants to try and silence us right now. And that's hit very close to home for us. As Jim noted, I came forward a couple of years ago to try to warn people about Donald Trump and a second term, and that it would be a revenge machine, were my words. And we've seen that now. We have seen the federal government weaponized against the media, against law firms, against educational institutions, against the immigrant community. And then, as Jim noted, on April 9th, me and a former colleague of mine, Chris Krebs, were hit with an executive order to target individuals with investigations. And those EOs set into motion federal investigations into us. The president said we were national security threats. He called me a traitor in the Oval Office, a crime punishable by death. And I just want to say one thing. Legal scholars have told me that this is the first time in American history that a president of the United States has targeted a critic by executive order for investigation merely for First Amendment protected speech. Now, I wish I'd come with some lighthearted jokes tonight, but I wanted to impart upon you all the very seriousness of this, because it would be easy to see these types of orders go out and say, that sucks for Miles today, it'll blow over, these are just symbolic. But this type of blacklisting isn't because Chris or I broke the law. It's not because they even had evidence of a crime into either of us. It's because we criticized the president and spoke the truth. And I want to tell you tonight just what the implications are of something like that. Not so that you play the violin for me, but so you understand how serious it's getting out there. On April 9th, after that order dropped, I was forced to leave my job. My wife, who's here tonight with our 8-month-old baby, give Hannah a round of applause, please. She's been through a lot. My wife, who's a stay-at-home mother, had to return to work so that we could financially support the family. We had to start a legal defense fund so that we could protect our family. We had friends that were fired from the executive branch because they were at our wedding and the White House found photographs of it. Unfortunately, we even had family members separate from us because they were worried about being in the crosshairs. We've had stalkers dox and violently threaten our family. And recently, Hannah and I went and updated our last will and testament because we were advised to do so and to name a legal guardian for our daughter in case the worst happened, because we don't know what's going to happen. This is not the country that we want to live in. So the thing that I want to tell you tonight is that this is much bigger than Miles or Chris, because they're using these orders to justify the rollback of protections for journalists. They're using them to persecute the president's enemies. They're using them to muzzle critics. They're using them to steamroll the opposition. And I want to tell you tonight that we are not going to back down. Good. They're going to walk me off here soon. Tomorrow morning, we will take a first step in fighting back against these revenge EOs. So thank you to my friends at Substack. If you want to follow what we're doing in this case, you can go to treason.substack.com. True story.
Spicy.
And tomorrow morning, you can see what we're doing to fight back. This is really, really important because next year, we will mark the 250th anniversary of this country, the 250th birthday of this country. And for 249 of those years, we have been a nation of laws. We have been a nation that upholds freedom of speech. But I want to tell you tonight that the biggest threat to those things on that 250th birthday is not Donald Trump. And it's ironic for me to say this, but the biggest threat is anonymity. It's people not speaking up. It's people being afraid to speak up, people being afraid of being canceled. I even had that fear when I used the device of anonymity to try to sound the alarm. Anonymity is the biggest threat to freedom and free speech in this country. We need to help people take the mask off. And so I want to ask you just 3 questions tonight in that vein. The first question being, do you still believe in the power of free speech? Yes or no?
Yes.
Will you in this audience defend your right to free speech, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's frustrating, even if it's dangerous? Yes or no?
Yes.
And will you stand with each other when that fight gets hard and protect the rights to speech of people you disagree with? Yes or no?
Yes.
All right. They're trying to silence me. They want to silence you, and they're not going to succeed because they won't get the last word. You will.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you.